ABC News, London.
The deadly war on drugs in the Philippines is taking centre stage at the United Nations right now, where the Human Rights Council is expected to debate and vote on a resolution on the issue. Well, our Southeast correspondent Anne Barker has been following the story. She joins us now from Jakarta. Now, and despite this investigation, despite this vote, Duterte still remains defiant. And I'm quoting him here when he says, "They have no business interfering with us. They are insulting our sovereignty." So what jurisdiction does the UN actually have in these investigations in the killings in the Philippines?
Fawzia, you have to ask what can it possibly do if this vote succeeds today. But this is the first time the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva has had a vote like this, which is surprising given that the drugs war in the Philippines has been going for 3 years now since President Rodrigo Duterte came to power. Now, Iceland is a first-time member of that council. It's led this motion, and that's the reason why it's taken till now for this to happen. It says that it has been trying for 2 years to engage with the Philippines. It wants those thousands of people killed in the past 3 years in the name of a crackdown on drugs. They want those deaths investigated, many of them extrajudicial deaths where no one has faced any kind of charge or penalty or conviction. Very few people have actually gone to court. So this vote, there are 47 members that will vote in Geneva. It's not a certainty that it will pass, but if it does, then it means there will be a proper investigation. Special rapporteurs could go to the Philippines to investigate the thousands of deaths, but even then it's emblematic, really, a symbolic move. It really comes down to who those countries are that support this investigation, and the Philippines has indicated that it won't potentially allow people even into the country. It's not certain that those rapporteurs would even be allowed in.
We know that this is an issue that's concerned human rights activists and Duterte's critics as well, but how has the rest of the country responded to his war on drugs and the deaths of innocent victims? I think the youngest one recently is a 3-year-old girl.
That's right. Just a fortnight ago, 3-year-old Mika Upina was shot dead when police raided her home, shot her father dead. They claim that he was holding her as a human shield. Her mother says that's absolutely not the case. But she was clearly an accidental death. Even one of the police chiefs said that she was collateral damage, and even said on public television that shit happens. He did later apologise for that comment. The number of deaths is a fluid number. Nobody knows exactly how many people have died. The Philippines police say potentially 6,500. Human rights groups say many more than that. Now, the Philippines, you can safely say, is very divided on this issue. After all, Rodrigo Duterte was elected because of his tough stance on drugs, among other issues. And even just in the last couple of months, midterm elections showed that his popularity was at an all-time high. But as the number of people killed rises, the families of those victims are becoming increasingly angry. We've seen protests and masses involving scores of family members who've lost sons, brothers, fathers in this war on drugs in the last few months. So that feeling is running very high, but obviously many people are still supporting that crackdown on drugs.
Anne Barker reporting for us in the Philippines. Thank you.
Australia's peak dairy lobby has joined the chorus of people calling for stricter controls on the